I'm in my van today. I'm just waiting I'm at Lidl at the moment. I'll show you a look round. You see, Lidl? Now, what time is it? It's 10 minutes past 8. And I go to the gym today, it's 9 o'clock. But what I want to talk about today is I'm just about to come back to the UK and we finalise things up and get a camper. But what I'm trying to say to you is I know I'm different, but that's my power. I'm multi-skilled. I can live in any country. I don't need to work. I can do exactly what I want. I have freedom. Now, I had to do hard because when you're a commodity trader in silver, you never know when it's going to go parabolic. I had a gut feeling that silver would go up, but I never knew exactly when silver would go up. And that's how I become wealthy. And now I can get a nice camper van, go from my school, and never work again. And how did I do it? I read books, I've been to seminars, I've watched YouTube clips. But what I'm really trying to say to you is it's all together, it's compounded. Even my English language degree assisted as well, because I've read history. And because all these different things, all these different inputs, I came to the decision that silver's going to go up. I'm going to talk about finding silver's going to go up. And it's went parabolic. It's now at 103. And it's made me wealthy, quite successful. So I'm coming back to UK to finalise things, and I will be getting a Volkswagen camper, but only about 25,000, 30,000, because it's not important to be a brand new one. And I'm going to show you how I invest, how I make my money, because I believe all you need for financial independence, right, is what is your living cost. If you do your bills for the month and work out your annual bills as well, divide your annual bills by 12, and that will give you a monthly cost of your annual cost. It could be insurances, for instance, or car insurance. I pay my van insurance yearly. But what I'm trying to say to you is whatever your monthly cost is, that is all you need to live. It's all you need. I love my life, being in all different areas in France, all different types of people, because when I go back to UK, I will be getting a French visa, but I wish to go for a year's visa because I need to learn the language before I go into business. And the best way to do that is to be with the people on different campsites and to learn French. And I might even rent somewhere. I don't buy it, I rent, because I can make more money from money. Yes, because my silver miners will make lots of money this year, which means is the dividends will go up, they're making massive profits, and they'll also probably buy back their shares, which will increase the price. I'm staying in silver positions, I'm not coming out. I will be coming out a little bit to buy my camper van, Volkswagen camper, and I'll share that journey with you as I go through that, because I want people to get to financial independence. In Britain, what you've got to understand about me is I'm half English, half Scottish. My father was English and my mother Scottish. Now, I'm half and half. And I think as a teacher, that's quite good as an English teacher, because I can see different points of view. And I think it's important to see other points of view. I'm reserved, and the English are more like that. They're usually more reserved. I like that. But I like the Scottish for the friendliness. I like England, the weather's more calmer in winter. The winter in England's more calmer, especially down south. It's nicer, more pleasant, more mild. Scotland, it's harsh. What I'm trying to say to you is it's good to be in other areas as I've handed this year. And the French, a lot of French have got small cars. I don't know why that is, but I've noticed that in France. You got a lot of French Peugeots and Renaults. And it's just how it is. They do like and that's one thing I've noticed about the French. Just talking about this, to get just seen that. French like to buy French. Interesting, isn't it? And that's why it's so good to travel. You get all this odd knowledge. Whereas, if I just lived in one area, wherever it is, Scotland, England, forever, would I be able to trade? Would I be able to have made that good position in silver and make all that money? On that subject of money, I've made over £300,000 profit this year. £300,000. And under a year, and it'll probably be more than that. 300,000 profit. And what I'm trying to say to you is anyone can get rich. You just need to be with people who are different. Because if you follow the herd, you'll never stop working. Working and consuming. I see that in France too. You know, people like to, they like the shopping, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to get on to reach a higher level than what I'm doing, you have to make sacrifices. For example, this coat I'm wearing, this coat, I bought in a charity. I know you can't really see it, but it's not important. 10 quid. Cost me 10 quid in a charity shop. Yeah. But it's new, it's probably a lot more than that, probably about 100 probably. And what I'm trying to say to you is that's how you do it. You save money, and that money you save, you invest. And eventually you will make it. But the only way people can reach a higher level is you have to make sacrifice. And you have to be people that have actually got the success. Because if you check the silver price, you'll see it's went parabolic. I'm in Fresnillo and Hochschild precious miners on the London Stock Exchange. I'll leave the link for those miners, and you can check the charts yourself in the link below on YouTube. I'll do that for you. And also write a little note about how I made my money. But life's not just about money, it's about getting your life together so you have freedom. For example, I've been in France now for 3 months, yes. Just under 3 months. But I'm happy. Really like being in France. As you can see, France has the space. Yeah. And there's no time restriction here either. For example, when I'm in the UK at Lidl's, it's normally 90 minutes you're allowed in there before the cameras will give you a fine. Here, there's no cameras to give you a fine. And I like that. I like that freedom. I think it's good for people to be free. Whereas if you have to clock watch all the time, it's just a subconscious pressure, I suppose. But I have been to places in France where they have time restrictions, but normally that's in cities. I find that where there's an issue with parking. There's not enough parking spaces, so because of that, to fill up the parking, they give you a time. That's probably why in England especially, they have time restrictions, density of population. Whereas in France, they've got a lot less density of population. So you don't get the time restrictions. Even better. So I'm going to leave it in that note, and thank you for watching my videos. I know I'm different, but that's my power. I don't work. I've got freedom. I'm a teacher. When I come back to the UK, I will be dressing as a professional teacher. I'll be dressed accordingly. Because once I get my Volkswagen camper, everything will change. Because the van, I love my van. I love it. But it just gives off the wrong image. And if you're a teacher, as I am, it just does not fit. You look like you're some sort of rogue. Or you're some sort of, it just doesn't fit. And when things don't fit, people get suspicious. Whereas if a Volkswagen camper, they won't know if it's a day van, they won't know. And I think when people don't know things, sometimes that's better. I'm going to leave it to that, and don't you work too hard, and hopefully you enjoyed these videos, because I don't need to work. After I've been at Lidl today, I'll go and do my fitness. I've been to over 40 gyms, love it. I now know by going to all these different gyms what different layout I like. I like the treadmill outside the window looking outside onto something green. I don't like the treadmill looking onto other people doing the training. I find that, well, everyone likes their privacy, don't they? And if you're on a treadmill just looking at them, it's, well, and you're a stranger, people see what they want to see. And that's the good thing about travelling and seeing all these different layouts. You get to see what fits you. So you travel, do other things, get into nature and enjoy life like me. Don't you work too hard. See you soon.